9th of Men's Tears in the year of Our Lady, 1537. So, since Squirm and I got back to Prickwillow, I've already told you about the horrific receptionist Horatia Homewood, and about how we found the door to the vaults beneath the Bureau of Magical Affairs. But I haven't told you about what was actually in the vaults. This is going to take a while. All Squirm and I saw at first was a rough-hewn tunnel and a series of plain stone steps leading down into the darkness. Even with my light spell, we couldn't see very far in front of us. It was like the darkness was resisting the spell, pushing back against it. We just kept going down, 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 further and further beneath the ground. I couldn't tell how long we'd been walking. It must have been hours at least. My disguise spell wore off at some point, so it must have been more than 3 hours. Squirm wasn't very talkative, and neither was I. I was too apprehensive to come up with genteel small talk. Eventually, the steps gave way to a slope, curving endlessly down into the shadows. At last, I heard something. It was coming from somewhere along the tunnel ahead of us, and it's safe to say I strongly disliked what I heard. Squirm! I mean, Viper, can you hear that?
Firstly, let's drop the code names. I can't be arsed with them anymore. Secondly, yes, of course I can fucking hear that. What about it?
What do you think it is?
I have to say, I'm not sure. It's probably some kind of creature set to guard the vaults, but I don't know what kind of creature it might be.
It's likely to be something pretty fearsome if the artifacts here are as valuable as the trove says.
Yes, I agree.
So, what should we... Ah! Something touched my foot! Something touched my foot! Get it away! Get it away! Get it away!
Quiet, Sylda. It's probably just a rock or something. Shine your light down this way so I can get a look.
That's not a rock.
I guess not. Judging by the shape of the skull, I'd say... elven?
Wow, I didn't know you were a pathologist.
I take an interest in anatomy. Makes it easier to know how to inflict maximum damage in a tussle.
You've been in a tussle with an elf? A full-grown elf? Taller than me?
I'd rather not get into that right now, but I will say the elf fared far worse than I did.
Jeez.
Anyway, now we know that whatever is ahead of us is very happy to kill trespassers.
We don't know that for sure. Maybe this elf died of natural causes.
May I point out, young intern, that there is a gaping hole in this skull which is consistent with some kind of stabbing or blunt force trauma?
Oh, right. Well, I'm keeping an open mind, Dr. Squirm.
Fine then, let's just get moving.
Okay. Despite being completely freaked out by the skeleton on the floor of the tunnel, I kept going, Squirm sitting on my shoulder all the while like it was her throne. But as we kept going, I soon realised that I was no longer walking on a rough stone slope. I was walking on bones. Just a few at first, but soon I was walking on piles and piles of them. I tried not to look at them, but that just made me stumble, so in the end I just stared in horror at the crumbling remains beneath my feet.
Hey, Sylda, I get the feeling you're not finding this humorous.
Please don't. These were real people. That's not funny.
Oh, come on, don't let this get under your skin.
Please shut up. I don't want to get into a fight with you about this.
Oh, so you have a bone to pick with me, eh?
Shut up. Shit. The thing. It's really, really close now.
It's probably just around this corner. Go on, take a peek so we can figure out what we're up against.
I really don't want to. Can't we just go back? I'd much rather spend an eternity in that terrible office than face whatever's making that noise.
No, we have to get past this thing and get to the Eye of Aegonahald. You can't just keep flinching at every little obstacle.
Little? You think that sounds like a little obstacle?
Just do it.
Fine, whatever you say. I poked my head around the corner, and 3 pairs of ginormous yellow eyes met mine. I pulled back, but I knew I had to get a better look at what we'd be facing. I saw... It's not going to seem that scary when I write it down, but trust me, it was terrifying. I saw a gigantic, three-headed cat. It wasn't a three-headed lion, a three-headed panther, or even a three-headed ocelot. It was a three-headed domestic cat. A ginger cat, probably, though in the dim light it was hard to tell. But its fangs were abnormally long, and its faces contorted in rage. It filled the whole tunnel with its bulk. After my initial panic subsided, I noticed it wasn't chasing after us. It was restrained by a heavy iron chain which was looped around its necks. Squirm saw it too, from her vantage point in my headscarf. I felt sick with fear, and even Squirm had a quiver in her voice I hadn't noticed before.
So it's chained up, so it can't come any closer, and once we get past, we'll be safe. But there's no chance of you dodging it. If my wings were fully functional, I'd zip through its legs and be on my way. Stupid big folk being big.
Hey.
Do you know any shrinking spells by any chance? Maybe you could sneak past it?
No, sorry. And anyway, I don't want to risk being stomped on by its massive paws.
All right, fine. Charm won't work, and it's obviously a magical creature. Is there any kind of spell you know that could pacify it?
I know a sleep spell, but that's only for humanoids.
Fuck's sake, useless, that's what you are. Okay, plan C.
Hello there.
Ah! Squirm and I were startled by a strange, shimmering figure which suddenly popped up beside us. We could see through his translucent body, which had clearly suffered a terrible wound at some point. He was wearing a cheery expression and heavy-duty worker's clothes, which had been stained, ripped, and torn.
You're not meant to be here, are you?
What the fuck are you?
Sorry about her, we're just a bit shocked, that's all. I'm Sylda, and that's Squirm.
I suppose it's only fair that you got a little frightened. Being a spectral entity does mean that it's hard for people to hear you coming.
So you're a ghost?
Yes, I suppose I am.
What's your name?
I'm afraid I don't remember that. I've been down here for a rather long time. Not many people to chat to, and whenever anyone comes down to store a new artifact, they're not particularly inclined to stop for a natter. Nor are the people who want to steal the artifacts. They're usually too busy being ripped apart.
That must be lonely, not having anyone to talk to.
Yes, it is a bit. But you two are here now. That's what matters.
Why are you here? Couldn't you just float off somewhere else?
Well, it seems that I'm tied to the place of my death, and if I try to leave the tunnels, it's like I come up against a mystical brick wall of sorts.
You died here?
Oh, yes. That big cat thing got me. See this horrific chest wound? That was its doing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be. It was my own damned fault. I was one of the wranglers who brought it down here when the tunnel was only just completed. I got a bit too friendly with the creature, and it responded by ripping my chest open.
Oh, wow.
Wow is right.
So all you do is float around these tunnels looking for people to have a chat with?
Well, I'm also a kind of security guard too. Self-appointed, if I'm being honest. Nothing official, but I like to think I'm being helpful.
I think you're a great security guard.
Oh, thank you. What a lovely thing to say.
I was just wondering if you knew how to get past this cat thing.
Oh, of course I do. When the Bureau staff come down to drop off artifacts in storage, they just sing the creature a little song. Then it lets them go about their business. Wait, oh gosh darn it. I shouldn't have told you that. I'm supposed to be a security guard. I've royally fluffed that right up, haven't I?
No, you haven't. It's okay. Don't be upset.
Why are you indulging this deluded spook?
Just let me try something. You don't have to be a security guard, you know. You could be a special, top-secret undercover agent, helping us recover a magical artifact from our enemies. How does that sound?
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. What would I have to do?
Well, you'd have to help us get past the cat thing and any other obstacles between us and the artifact.
I can do that! I'm very helpful. I'm the most helpful ghost I've ever met.
That's wonderful. I'm sure you'll be a fantastic agent. Now, is there a specific song we need to sing to get the cat to let us pass?
Yes, of course. It can't be any old ditty. You have to sing, "The Bureau tunnels had a cat, E-I-E-I-O, and that big cat was sweet and nice, E-I-E-I-O," and that's it.
Seriously? All it takes to defeat that great big monster of a cat is a ridiculous, childish tune.
Yes, that's it. Don't believe me? Try it for yourself.
I'm not singing that nonsense. You do it, Sylda. The ghost could be toying with us. We could be the cat's next meal.
Somehow, I get the feeling that the ghost is pretty honest. I'll give it a try. The bureau tunnels had a cat, E-I-E-I-O, and that big cat was sweet and nice, E-I-E-I-O. See, Squirm, it worked. Let's go.
Yes, I see. Well, obviously the Bureau is not as serious about security as I thought.
Why be serious when you can have a little bit of fun?
If you weren't already dead, I'd kill you right now.
What was that, little friend?
Nothing at all.
Well then, let's get a move on. What artifact are you looking for?
The Eye of Ignorhald.
Oh, that's a great one. It's so shiny. I know exactly where it is. Follow me.
Okay, right behind you, pal.
You're starting to sound like him.
Here we are. The Eye of Ignorhald should be just through that archway.
Thank you, Ghost. That's really kind of you.
Aw, don't mention it. I'm glad to help. And I'm a special top secret undercover agent now, so that's a plus.
So, are there any traps or anything around this archway? Anything we should know about?
Nope. Whenever I've seen staff go through there, nothing happens at all, so you should be fine.
This all seems a little too easy.
Well, I trust Ghost. If he says it's fine, then it's fine.
I'm not so sure, but on your head be it.
Alright, here goes nothing.
Warning. Intruder detected in the vaults. Please investigate at your earliest convenience.
Pressure plate. There's always a fucking pressure plate. How did you not know about this, Ghost?
To be honest, I was usually too keen on trying to have a chat with the bureau staff to see what traps they may or may not have been disarming. Whoops.
Sylda and I could be killed any minute now.
It's okay. Let's just grab the eye and try to find a way out. The eye was sitting on a pedestal in the middle of the room. At first, it looked like a plain glass ball, but when I picked it up, I saw there were tiny swirls of gold curling underneath its surface.
Transportation spell, quick!
Okay, backbones, picture the destination. Fucha!
Fucking wards! We can't use any magic to get out of here. What the hell are we gonna do now? Your friend got us into this mess, Sylda. You'd better get us out of it.
I'm sorry, Ghost. It's not your fault.
No, the little one has a point. I caused this, so I should help fix it. I'll distract the guards while you make a run for it. There's a passage back here that leads into the sewers. You should be able to escape that way.
Really? Oh, thank you, Ghost. You're wonderful.
I'm glad to do it. You guys are my friends, right?
Yes, of course we're your friends.
Speak for yourself.
They're nearly here. Run! Get out of here!
Thank you, Ghost. I'll never forget you.
I'll never forget you, friend. Goodbye! Look at me! Look at me, guards! I'm a special top secret undercover agent. I'm recovering artifacts from my enemies. Oh, I'm so cool. Look at me!
We managed to escape the vaults via the sewers. The less said about that little trip, the better. Squirm fell out of my headscarf at one point and landed in something I'd rather not think about. She wouldn't speak to me for ages after that. Once we were out of range of the Bureau's wards, we transported back to Prickwillow. Luckily, we arrived when my parents were already in bed, so I didn't have to explain to them why I was coming home in the wee hours of the morning stinking of feces. Anyway, I've had a bath and some rest, so I suppose the next step is bringing the eye to the trove. Goodbye, diary. I'll let you know how it goes with the trove as soon as we get back. I hope he keeps his promise. You have been listening to the Prickwillow Papers, Episode 6, The Vaults. This show is a Snazzy Tapir production. It was written and produced by Maddy Searle and performed by Maddy Searle and David Pellow, with recording by David Devereux. You can hear more from Devereux and Pellow on Middle Below, a spooky audio drama from Tin Can Audio. We're sure you'll love it. If you'd like to support the Prickwillow Papers, follow the links in the show notes to find out more about our Patreon campaign, our coffee page, and our merch on TeePublic. We hope you join us again soon.